What's going on, guys? One, love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Yan. Breakdown predictions here, guys. Before I get started, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Patreon account for all the face-off predictions and prop plays. You can also donate to my PayPal account to kind of help out the channel a little bit, so I can do this more full-time, right? Let's jump into this fight card real quick. A couple of tough matchups here, but I did the best I can. First fighter, we got Ronda Costa versus Guido Conetti. Ronda Costa here, he's going to have the 3-inch of height, 5-inch of reach, which is massive. He has skills, striking is not bad, kind of boxing based there, has some kicks, but he's a first-round finisher. Usually get a knockout in the first round, and if he doesn't get it, he usually gasses out in the fight, man, and he breaks under pressure. I mean, that's basically it, man. Guido, his opponent here, striking base, kind of like a taekwondo kind of base there. Pack power, but he will also fade. The thing about Guido though, Guido doesn't really pressure as much. You know, he's more of a technical, more of a technician kind of guy. So he doesn't really pressure. When you pressure Costa a lot, and put that pressure on him, he will break. But if you give Costa room to play, because his reach advantage, that's when he shines. So Guido's not really a pressure fighter, man. So that's the thing about this fight. So I'm going to go towards Costa here for the win, guys, but I'm not confident at all. Zero confidence in this. Because, like I said, if Guido chooses to pressure, you know, like what he did in his last fight, but usually he doesn't fight like that, he may get a win. But I'm going to go with Costa. I'm going to say Costa by KO TKO, guys, in the first round. Next fighter, we got Julija Stoliarenko versus Chelsea Sanders. Both women like to grapple, but I feel like that Stoliarenko does a little better. You know, better with the submission game. Chelsea Sanders kind of seem kind of greenish, kind of. You know what I mean? She keep a forward pressure on you, but she seems kind of green. I believe this is her debut, I believe. I'm going to go with Stoliarenko here. I feel Stoliarenko is a better striker, has a better ground game, also the submission game. I'm going to go with Stoliarenko by submission, guys, in the first round. Not confident at all. Next fighter, we got Maxim Grishin versus Philip Lins. Grishin well-rounded, very experienced guy. Lins will slow down as the fight go on, and he will get low volume. But he's well-rounded and he's quick with his hands, but man, he seems like he fades as the fight go on. If you can't get the finish first round, you start to fade out. I'm liking Max Grishin here for more experience. I can see him taking this fight anywhere. I'm going to say Max Grishin by KO TKO in the second round, and I'm not confident. Alright. Next fighter, we got Brandon Allen versus Krzysztof Jotko. Kind of went back and forth on this one. Jocko's a more experienced guy here, he's well-rounded. But man, sometimes he's striking, man. It's like his chin is high. I mean, he has power, but like to me, he's not really a technical striking. I think he's kind of open to get hit too. With Allen here, Allen is a pretty well-rounded guy. His chin kind of high too. He's kind of hittable himself, but I feel Allen just has better potential here as far as his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, his ground, his submission. I feel like he can mix up a little better here. I feel Jotko is just, you know, his takedowns got better. His takedown defense got better too. I mean, you never know. You know, he may take down Allen in this fight. I mean, you never know. But I'm going to go with Allen here, man. But I'm not confident at all. I'm going to say Allen by submission in the second round, guys. Alright, guys. Next fight here. We got Joaquim Silva versus Jesse Ronson. Silva here, Muay Thai base, kind of heavy on the foot. He seems kind of chinny though, man. He seems to get hurt a lot, like flash knockdowns, and you know, kind of wobbly in the foot. But then he will recover, right? Doesn't really handle a shot too well. He will look for the submission though, and he's very heavy-handed. Ronson here is pretty well-rounded too, guy. Experienced guy, pack power. He's heavy-handed, keeps the pressure on you. But I don't know, man. This is a fight where it's like a toss-up too, man. I mean, like I said, with Silva, he's tends to get hurt easily, man. And Ronson pack power, but Silva pack power too. And I feel Ronson is a more quicker guy here. I just feel Silva is like his reaction time is kind of slow. I'm going to go with Ronson. I'm going to say Jesse Ronson by KO TKO in the first round. I'm not confident, guys. Next fight here. we have Alexei Olnik versus Ilir Latifi. Olnik, man, this guy's still in there. Over 40 odd submissions. 45, 46 submissions, right? It's 45 years old. Age is a number, man. If you can get the fight where he needs to get it, he will look for submission and he will get it. 47 by submissions, 5-inch reach, 4-inch of height. It's going to be tall. It's going to be well tall. But he's been knocked out 9 times, though. And his reaction time is pretty slow. It's very slow, the movement, man. His opponent here, Latifi, has a wrestling base here, heavy-handed, never been submitted. So this guy's never been submitted, and Olnik will look for submission, but Latifi never been submitted. I gotta go with a quicker guy here, man. Speed, you know, he can close the distance quicker, heavier punches, but still, with a fight like this, you know, you can't count on Olnik because, you know, always a chance that he can get a submission, man. It's always a possibility. It is there with a guy with 47 wins by submissions. I mean, it's always a chance, man. This possibility is there, high chance. But I'm gonna go with Latifi for speed, power. It's a quicker guy. I'm gonna say Latifi by KO TKO in the first. Not confident. Next fight here we have Mike Davis versus, I must say, Barachev. That's it. I'm not even gonna pronounce his first name, man. This is a tough one to pick, guys. Mike Davis here is going to be the quicker guy here, the more athletic guy. I feel he's more well-rounded too. You can take this fight to the ground and he can look for submissions. He has submissions in his amateur fights. He will go for takedowns. His boxing is not bad, but he's kind of hittable though. He can get countered. Never been knocked out. But like I said, he can get hurt in the fight though, but he's never been knocked out though. His opponent here, Barachev, you know, what he did against Mike Dikowski, man, I mean, shows that he needs more ground game. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little bit of hole in the game there. I know his ground is not as good as we thought it would be, or we thought it is, you know. So he will defend the takedowns, but eventually, if you keep pushing, you can get him down. He's a good striker and his pinpoint accurate. But can get taken down. His striking is sharp though, man. He will counter Davis and knock him out. It's a possibility, man. But Davis can strike though. You know what I mean? And Davis got ground game. Davis just seems more well-rounded here. And what I see from him against Mark Dikowski, I mean, Mark Dikowski wasn't even striking with him as much. Barely striking. He was just going for takedowns. Davis is going to strike with him as well as go for takedown. But maybe Davis striking with him can leave openings because then he can counter. So, because Davis is going to give him what he wants, he's going to strike with him instead of taking him down, but Davis can still look for takedowns. That's the whole thing about this fight here, man. It's kind of tough. It's a tough one to pick here, guys. I think Davis got a 3-inch of reach also. I think. Yeah, Davis got a 3-inch of reach. I'm going to go with Mike Davis here, guys. I'm going to say Mike Davis by decision. But I'm not confident because, like I said, Barachev, you know, he packed power, man. And Davis packed power too, but I feel that Barachev striking may be a little better here. But just a well-roundedness, man. And Davis never been knocked out, but, you know, anything is possible, man. Whenever punches are start to throw. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much, man. Even if you've never been knocked out, just could happen on that night. So I'll go with Davis by decision. Next fight here, John Castaneda versus Daniel Santos. Watching John Castaneda here, seems well-rounded guy, but depending on who he's fighting. If he's fighting a good, decent striker, he tends to get hittable. You can tag him up and counter him. He doesn't do as well against a good striker, a decent striker. And he will fade in the later rounds against a good striker. Slow down, especially when he's against a good striker, all right? His opponent here, Santos, though. Santos is not a bad striker, man. And I like what I see from him. And against Julio Arce, he gave Julio Arce a good run, man. I mean, Julio Arce was like on the back foot, like just dodging and slipping, but was still getting hit. To me, that was a close fight, right? But like I said, Santos is not bad. Seems well-rounded, decent striking, got decent hit on defense. Keeps mad pressure on you though. He keeps walking towards you, and John keeps pressure on you too. So both of these guys are going to come out. But that's the thing. I feel Santos striking is a little better though, man. It's more technical, mixed up a little better. Yeah. And John against guys who can strike doesn't seem to do well. I guess Natalia Wood just didn't do well. Miles John is not really a good of a striker, more of a wrestler. But I mean, he can still throw his hands, but you know, it's not really that technical. But Santos is he's gonna unload. You know, he's gonna throw some hooks, some jabs, mixed up with the kicks. You know what I mean, I mean, like I said, Santos didn't look bad against Julio Horse, man. He didn't look bad, man. So I'm gonna go with Santos here. And I'm gonna say Santos by decision, guys, but I'm not confident. Next fight here, guys. Sadif Youssef versus Don Santos. This is a good fight here too, man. It's back-to-back fights here. Good. The Youssef is heavy-handed, but can get hurt. He can get wobbled in the foot and dazed. Can get taken down too, but he's gonna have the 5-inch reach, man. The guy that is fighting here, though, man, Don Santos. This guy's a fighter, man. He's like a dog. I mean, this guy's gonna come forward, he's gonna let the hands go. He's gonna go for takedowns. He wrestles. His base is wrestling. His wrestling doesn't look bad, and his hands, he just unloads on you. But kind of brawl a little bit, but there's technique behind it, though. But sometimes his chin is kind of high, though. But like I said, it doesn't look bad. He got power and he's durable, man. He's making his debut, and I can see why. I mean, he doesn't look bad, man. I mean, and if Youssef come in here and start swinging, there's openings to counter. Santos can go for takedown. You know what I'm saying? And Youssef can get taken down. And Dan wrestling doesn't look bad to me, man. I'm gonna go for Don Santos here. Most likely he's gonna be an underdog, so I'm gonna go for him by decision, man. But I'm not confident. I just feel like he's just more rounded here, and just I don't know, his output, his forward pressure is gonna give Youssef problems. And like I said, Youssef can't handle a hit. Dan Santos can get hurt on the foot too, but Dan Santos just seems more durable, and it seems like even if he's hurt, he will go for takedown and he will get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with Santos. I'm gonna say Dan Santos by decision, guys. Not confident. Next fight here, guys. We have Raoni Barcelos versus Trevin Jones. Trevin Jones is a decent fighter, but Raoni Barcelos, I feel, is on a different level, man. Even though he lost back-to-back losses here. Close fights, though. You know what I'm saying? Victor Henry wasn't really a close one, but Timur Valiev was kind of a close. Yeah, Victor Henry guy is a very experienced guy. Trevin Jones is an experienced guy too, but I feel that Raoni Barcelos should win this fight. So I'm going to go to Raoni Barcelos here. I'm going to say Raoni Barcelos by submission, second round, and as a confident pick. I'm confident in him winning this fight. Next fight here, guys. We got Randy Brown co-main event versus Francisco Trinaldo. This is a tough one, man. Brown's going to have the 8-inch reach, which is freaking massive, dude. He got a massive reach, yo. 8-inch reach, man. Randy Brown has gotten better. He's skilled. You know, he's a well-rounded guy. He got the ground game too, but can get submitted. He's also hittable. Been knocked out twice. I don't think, has he ever been submitted? I think I might have got it wrong. I think he's been knocked out twice though, but never been submitted, I don't think. It's a tough one here, maybe, because as I said, guys, experience goes a long way, man. So experience goes a long. Yeah, it's been submitted one time. Experience goes a long way, man. And Francisco Trinaldo, even at 45 or 44. So yeah, 44. He's very freaking experienced, and he's still legit. Age is a number, guys. You know, he still fights like better. You know, better than he used to fight. You know, it looks like he's just improving. He's not declining. You know, some guys, I guess, if we go by age, some of them usually just fade out. He's getting better. And he's very experienced, man. I mean, this is going to be a biggest fight for Randy Brown, man. I mean, can Randy Brown beat him? Yeah, he has a reach to beat him. But, man, with Randy Brown, man, he's just like, sometimes, man, you can catch him. And anybody can get caught, and he get dazed in the foot. You know what I mean? If Francisco connects, you can see Randy Brown going out, man. It's a possibility. You can even see submission. It's a possibility, too. If Randy Brown can keep it on the outside and pepper up Francisco Trinaldo, it's a possibility he can pull a win off. Randy Brown is not really that quick, though, in the movement, if you notice. You know, the reach, yeah, he got the reach against the outside, but he's not as quick. I think Francisco Trinaldo may be the quicker guy here. But it's a tough one to pick, man. I just feel experienced though, man. I mean, Randy Brown, yeah, Kaylin Williams, Gerald Gooden, Alex Oliveira, probably Alex Oliveira. When they fought like a real experienced guy like Vincent Lecue, he doesn't really do Nico Price, Belal Muhammad. And I just feel that Francisco Trinaldo, man, is just a couple steps ahead, just based on experience. I'm gonna go Francisco Trinaldo here, guys. I'm gonna say Francisco Trinaldo by decision, and I'm not confident. Next fight here, guys. We have the main fight, Mackenzie Dern versus Exon Yan. I probably mispronounced that. Yan Shannon. Exon Yan Shannon. Dern has improved. Striking gotten better. It's a 5-round fight though. But she wants the ground though. Her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is pretty accurate. It's pretty high level. She will get the submission on you. As the fight go on though, she could get sloppy with her striking. But if she gets you on the ground, most likely she's going to submit you. Her opponent here, Yan, what we saw from Carl Esparza, she gets taken down. She side mounts in a crucifix, ground and pound in the second round. I mean, if Mackenzie Dern get her down, man, she's going to submit her. And Yan been submitted before. Never in the UFC though, but she got submitted in an early fight. So, I mean, it's one of those fights where can Yan keep Dern off of her? I don't know, man. I feel Dern is just improving. Each time we see her, she's improving, she's improving, she's improving. I'm gonna go with Dern here, guys. I'm gonna say Dern by submission in the first round. I'm not confident because, again, if Dern can't get Yan down, you know what I mean? It's gonna be one of those fights where, you know, she's gonna be standing up, trying to strike with Yan for 5 rounds. And I feel Yan is a better striker here. She packed power, but that's the thing, you know, can Dern get her down? Can Dern submit her? If Dern doesn't submit her, then fight may play out differently and Yan could get a decision. But I also see Dern getting a decision too. Oh yeah. Leave it in the hands of the judges? You better believe it. But I must say Dern by submission, guys, first round, not confident. Quick look at the odds here, guys, who we're working with. Quick look at the odds, see what we're working with. Crazy odds. Huh. Alright. Guido and Ronda Costa, they got Ronda Costa 280 something, 300. I disagree with that, man. Because that's from his performance. He's a first round finisher. And if he doesn't get the first round finish, he's basically may lose the fight and Guido could win. Be careful with this one, man. Very, very, very careful. Odds is off. Shairanko and Chelsea. Even fight, I don't disagree. Both women kind of similar, you know. And you look at Stoliarenko, you know, may not be. She's slightly greenish too, but I feel she's a better all-around fighter. So that is why I'm picking her, you know, just based off her skills and technique and submission wise. But you never know. So to me, it's even. All right, Maxim Grishin and Philip Lins. Maxim Grishin at 165, 180. I really don't see nothing wrong with that. The odds are not too high. I feel Maxim Grishin should win this fight. Brandon Allen and Jocko. Pretty much got Jocko as a favorite here, small, which makes sense because this fight here is a very even fight too, man. I can see Allen winning as well as Jocko winning. To be honest with you, if Jocko can, you know, stop the takedowns and stay on the outside, then he could win the fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Allen sometimes dropped the ball. So, yeah, but this is alright. An even fight, close to even, kind of give Jocko a slight favor. But I like it, Allen, though. Jesse Ronson, Silva. Then he got Silva 140, 150. I would say this is a even fight, guys. I like Ronson, but I say even fight. So I can see Silva winning as well as Ronson. So Silva 150, 145. I don't know about that. Even fight to me. Alexos and Latifi. Latifi 175. Honestly, man, speed, power, timing. I feel Latifi is just a quicker guy here. You know, even though Alexei Outlick has a reach and height, but slow out the movement, man. But if he ties you up, though, he could submit you. It's still a risk here, so still be careful. Mike Davis and Burchev. Got Mike Davis as favorite here. And I can see why, but still be careful with this one, because like I said, Burchev is not bad, man. And if he can time Davis, he could knock him out, because Davis doesn't really go for takedowns like that. He doesn't consistently takedown like what, what's that guy name? Like what Mark DeKeski was doing. Mark DeKeski was just focusing on taking down. He came into that fight to wrestle. Mike Davis is going to strike with Burchev, so there's a point there, you know, like an interception in between the striking where Burchev could counter him and catch him with a punch and knock him out. So I don't think Mike Davis is going to just wrestle. And now he's going to mix it up. He's going to come in there and strike and make go for takedowns. So be careful with this one. Daniel Santos versus John Castaneda. Like a Castaneda, man, that's freaking high favorite here. I like Santos, but I can see where Castaneda could be the favorite. You know, I guess based on experience, I guess, but just by the matchup, striking from Santos, I think it's going to give John problems, man. So I'm liking Santos, but like again, I said, I'm not confident, so play at your own risk. Dan Shantis and Sudik Yusuf. Damn, Yusuf high as hell. I'm going with Dan Santos. They got Yusuf high as hell, dude. Damn, he's freaking high. I think there's a fight that Yusuf can lose. I got Dan Santos. Yeah, I feel it's a fight that Yusuf can lose. Coming off his last fight with Bruce Leroy, the way how he look. If Santos come in here and fight the way how he fights in his other organization fights, I can see him pulling off a win here, man. So, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but I'm liking Dan Santos, but I think Yusuf is is sick. That's crazy high, man. I feel it's a more even fight, close to even fight, this, man. I think the odds in here is off. I feel it's a more closer fight. So, you play at your own risk, no? Raoni Barcelos, Trevin Jones. Barcelos is 230, 250. I don't disagree with this fight. I feel Barcelos should win this fight. So I have nothing else to say about this one. I think he should win. Francisco Trinaldo and Randy Brown. They got Randy Brown at 300, 300 Zaya. Yeah, I disagree, man. The odds on this is off. Trinaldo shows that he's a veteran and shows that he's a good veteran and he's consistently improving even by his age. You know, he keeps getting wins and he shows that he's not fading. Even against taller guys with longer reach, and he beats them. And he only loses to like top guys. I mean, Randy Brown can do it. He got a reach, and like I said, he's improving. But I feel Randy Brown is still learning, though. And we all are still learning in the game, but I feel like Francisco Trinaldo is just could be on a different level here, man. So the odds on Randy Brown, man, be careful with this one, man. Be very, very, very careful with this fight. Dern and Yan Shannon. Got Dern of 230, 250. To me, Dern and Yan is an even fight, man. I think Dern is too high, because if she can't get the takedowns and get a submission, then you could see Yan pulling off a decision win, or even, but well, I probably wouldn't say a knockout. It's more a decision. But if you even go to a decision, man, it's like the judges' system. You just don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? So I disagree with the odds. I feel it's a more closer fight here. All right. So that's about it, there, guys. That's my predictions or breakdown, odd breakdowns. Check out my Patreon account for the face-up predictions, and that's my Patreon. Yeah, check out my Patreon account for the face-up predictions, and you guys keep on kicking. One love out to everybody, and